Good morning, students, parents, and staff. It is an honor to share my story with you today. Beyond the horizon. Let us begin. Ian Dowie, the ex-footballer and football manager, advocated the term bounce back ability. This was after he took his Crystal Palace side to promotion after they narrowly survived relegation. It is defined as the ability to recover from a setback. Now, let us think about that sentence, the ability to recover from a setback. I'm sure all of us here can think about a time when we've experienced a setback. To the students in the audience, it may be an end-of-year exam that didn't go to plan. Now, how should we react to this? We work through that problem, we find a solution, and we don't give up. A famous quote from Michael Jordan, arguably the most famous basketball player there's been. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot, and I've missed. I've failed over and over again in my life, but that is why I succeed. Michael Jordan demonstrated what Carol Dweck, the prominent psychologist, termed as a growth mindset. The ability to reframe perceived failure as opportunities to learn and to grow. You can see this picture here. On the left, what people think it really looks like, the pathway to success. But let me tell you a little secret. This is what it really looks like. The pathway to success is never a linear one. It will be difficult. It will be challenging. You don't give up. My journey goes from being a key marathon runner to attempting a running world record. Let me paint you a picture. One evening after finishing a day's teaching in Geelong, Taiwan, I sat down, flicked through the TV, and I stumbled across this movie, the Terry Fox movie. What I didn't realize at the time, that this movie would be a watershed moment in my life and change my life forever. At the age of 21, Terry Fox embarked on his marathon of hope across Canada. Despite running with a prosthetic limb, due to having his leg amputated because of bone cancer in 1977, Terry Fox wanted to run one marathon every day across Canada, from east to west, raising money for Cancer Research UK. He ran for 143 days, but he was forced to stop because the cancer came back, and he tragically died in 1981. However, his legacy lives on, and the Terry Fox Run is run annually. It's run internationally to raise funds for cancer research. His story really struck a chord with me, as I lost both my grandfathers to cancer. It denied me the opportunity to get to know them as individuals. Let's read this quote together. Even though I'm not running anymore, we still have to try and find a cure for cancer. Other people should go ahead and try to do their thing now. So I decided to do my own thing and create my own consecutive marathon challenge. 30 marathons in 30 days around Taiwan. On April the 1st, 2008, I set off from Fugui Cape, which was the most northern point of Taiwan, and I ran clockwise down the east coast of Taiwan to the tip Kending, and then back up past Kaohsiung, back to my starting point. It was an incredible experience, with each day representing a new challenge, from getting lost to experiencing injury, bounce back ability. This was an article written in the Irish Post after the challenge. More publicity, more fundraising. After this challenge, I decided and discovered to look up what is the world record for consecutive marathons. I'd just done 30 and 30, and I discovered that the world record was 52 marathons in 52 days. I needed a bigger island, and Britain fitted the bill. On September the 10th, 2010, I set off to run 105 marathons in 105 days. This is what was calculated during the planning stage as what would take the minimum distance to cover this island. I set off from Brighton Pier and I ran anti-clockwise, as you can see, Brighton just on the southern coast, up the east towards John O'Groats in Scotland, and back down the west, through Wales, and then to the southern tip. And the southern tip, Land's End, and back to Brighton Pier. That opening day was surreal. I remember the exact lamppost I started from as I ran my good friend Dean as he was running his first half marathon. I felt nervous and excited. This is a picture of my support car, what we termed Marathon Mad 105. It was a continuous lap around Britain. Wherever one marathon finished, the next one would begin. And as you can see in the picture there, we'd use a bit of chalk and we'd write, this is the finish point. So where it finished, that represents then the start point the next day. If I finished halfway up a mountain, I started halfway up that mountain the next day. Now, the first few weeks are the most challenging. As you can see in this picture, I was running with a bandage and the pain intensified in my left knee and it spread down to my left shin. I had a secondary challenge as well, to run every step. So not only to run one marathon a day, but I wanted to run every single step of that marathon. It was a lot of stop, start, especially during those first few weeks. As that pain intensified and increased, I suspected that I had a stress fracture. I'd been devastated. So for peace of mind, after finishing my daily marathon, I went to accident emergency to do an x-ray because I knew if I had a stress fracture, my journey was over. After an agonizing wait, I got the results and it wasn't. I was absolutely ecstatic. I was elated because I knew in my mind that the pain would subside. As the weeks progressed, my pain subsided and my body adapted more than you could ever know. This picture here is indicative of the undulating nature of my journey. What you can see here was success for me. This was my 53rd marathon, and I went past a consecutive world marathon record of 52. My parents came and shared the occasion with me. It was a special moment. However, I knew that I was only halfway through my journey. I had done 52 days, I still had 53 to go. What was an interesting fact is that I went through 5 pairs of trainers in those first 52 days, and the remaining 53, just one. I found the Highlands of Scotland. You can see that picture. You can just about see me in that picture. I found the Highlands particularly taxing, both in my mind and my body. It was devoid of stimuli. This photo here represents the wilderness and loneliness of the Highlands. Here is my good friend Sam. He was my main source of support, one of my best friends, one of my best men at my wedding. He actually quit his job and moved out of his house to support me on my journey. He would meet me every few miles up the road with words of support and encouragement, food and drink, and we'd share a laugh and a joke. As the journey continued, I had to be resilient. 1 mile at a time, 1 marathon at a time. You can see the jacket I had here. It had a link to the donation website. I knew the further that I went, the more I could raise for cancer research. I remember one wonderful moment where, as I was running along, hadn't seen anyone all day, and this car stopped maybe 100 meters ahead. And as I got closer to the car, I saw this elderly lady get out of the car, and she was so inquisitive. She was like, "What are you doing?" And I was explaining what I was doing. I was I was running 105 and 105, and she really wanted to donate to the charity. So she got out her purse and she took out £5 and she said, please donate this to the charity. That honestly made my day. It was absolutely inspiring. I was fortunate enough along the way to visit a Cancer Research UK shop, but also a research facility. So we were given a guided tour of valuable research that takes place, where all those valuable funds are being used. It's also inspired me and furthered my research into cancer. As part of my master's dissertation, I researched the development of a drug into skin cancer, an anti-melanoma drug. So it sparked my interest in researching for cancer as well. The final day. As the journey was coming to an end, I was joined by family and friends. One more marathon from Bognor Regis to Brighton Pier. I was within touching distance of the finish line. As you can see here, finished. I knew, though, as you can remember earlier in my speech, that this journey will only finish once I'd reached the exact same lamppost where I started. And I can still remember, as I'm jogging down Brighton Promenade, with family and friends, we're jogging along, and I could see that Cancer Research UK, they'd made this sort of contrived finish line, which was a wonderful gesture. But in my mind, that was 100 meters ahead of where the lamppost is. And I said to my brother, quickly, go ahead, tell them to move it back, move it back, move it back. I was so obsessed, I had to get to that lamppost. And there's a video of me actually having to sidestep the finish line, having to get to that lamppost. Only then could I stop my watch. The challenge was finished. It was a great honor to receive the Cancer Research Flame of Hope as recognition of my fundraising, both in Taiwan but also in Britain, raising over £15,000. But throughout that journey in Britain, myself and Sam, we would always think, how could we raise more money? Could we go through social media outlets? Could we do a collection outside a train station? Because for the efforts of running 3.5 months around Britain, we're thinking all it takes is one celebrity. If we could get one celebrity involved, then that cash donation would be incredible for the charity. The next horizon. I think I've found an even bigger island, from Taiwan to Britain, now to Australia. But this time, I'm not going to run around it. I'm going to run across it. Next summer, in 2027, I want to run from Perth to Sydney in record time again. The current world record is 34 days. I'll need to run on average 115 kilometers, on average about 16 hours a day. But this journey will not be possible without the support of my wonderful wife and my beautiful 3 children, who will be joining me along the way. Before then, though, I've actually earned my first call-up for the England backyard ultra running team. I don't know if you can spot me in the picture there. Maybe if I move this way. Now, a backyard ultra is a very interesting concept of a race. It's a 6.7, again those numbers, a 6.7 kilometer loop that you have to run on the hour, every hour. And you have to decide when to stop, usually in the form of ringing a bell. This is a competition where it'll be England against Scotland, against Wales and Northern Ireland, and it's the total number of laps. It's a great honor to receive this call-up. And this race is actually next Saturday in Northern Ireland. So this is all valuable preparation ahead of Australia. Now, I keep thinking back to that squiggly line, what people think it looks like, success, and what it really looks like. To the students in the audience, your journey will indeed be a marathon. There'll be incredible moments of success, but there'll be times when you question your ability. You may get a test grade that you were disappointed in. What could I have done differently? We cannot expect a different result if we've used the exact same method to get there. I want you to show that growth mindset, that ability to reframe failure and turn it into growth and learning. I want to leave you with a quote that resonates with me by Marianne Williamson. I really want you to read the words and internalize these words. I'm going to read it with you. It's a quote that I even looked at when I was coming on stage today, because some of the words ring true in how to do a presentation. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure about you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in all of us. And as we let our own light shine, we consciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Thank you.